Hello and welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. I really do appreciate your support. It means the absolute world to me. So today we're on, I think it's day 4, look 4. I'm getting confused. It could be day 4 or day 5, but I'll put that in the title when I've figured it out. Just because I've taken a bit of a break and I've had another video to do as well. I did a collaboration that I do every month with some ladies, so I've not been doing looks every single day. So today we're going to be doing the Natasha Denona Glam palette, so it's quite bougie. I completely forgot about this palette. All my palettes are at the back, just you won't be able to see it, but they're just at the back there. Yeah, so all my palettes are there. This one I put it in a drawer for safekeeping, just because when it came to me, a couple of the eyeshadows came broken. So we're gonna play with it today. I've used it once in a collaboration. I just used one shade, I believe. So I've not actually used the palette itself yet, and I've heard such great things about it. I think I chose this palette. Pretty Random didn't choose it. So how it works, Pretty Random chooses my makeup, so they choose 5 palettes, I choose 2, so you get in 7 days, 7 looks, 7 palettes. In this week's video we're only going to be doing one, so now then I need to decide which eyeshadows I want to use. I really don't know, guys. What I want to do is I want to follow what it says you should be using these eyeshadows for. Okay. You'd think I would have looked into this by now. I might go with this one here for inner corner, because that's what it says. Then that one for centre eyelid. Then that one for outer eyelid. I don't normally use one for brow bone, but we might use this for brow bone. And then this up here is transition, and then this one is crease, and maybe blend it out with that. Let's just get into it, because I don't have a lot of time today, just purely because I've got to go to my mum's in half an hour, so we need to get into this as quickly as possible. I don't have a white base shade. Let's just kind of rub that NYX in, and we won't use one today, so that's one step I don't have to worry about taking care of. Just dropped a brush on the floor. That was clever. Was it a brush? I don't know. Right, so I'm just running this brush that I always use through the colour switch. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the transition shade. Let's zoom in. I mean, with the palette you really don't have to follow Natasha Denona's instructions. You can just make your own look, and I was going to do that today, but I'm just interested in kind of following what it says you should use all these shades for. So as I film this, it's Sunday, so it's another chicken dinner at my mum's, so look forward to her meals. Right, so that's blended out pretty decently, as I would expect it to. I mean, guys, this is a £60 palette, it's not cheap. Right, so crease shade, this one. So let's put that in there with the same brush. Let's see how well these blend together. So this shade's just a tiny bit darker. I'm so excited for tonight. Not only do I get a nice chicken dinner, Dancing on Ice is on for the second week. Oh my gosh, guys. Last week, so many people fell over. It was such a shame. And one of the people on the show, Mylene Class, she was in the pop group, Hearsay. But yeah, she's in it. And she completely knocked herself out. I've not seen that bit though, so maybe that's in this week's. It was just all over the... saw it on MSN. So yeah, I really felt bad for the poor woman. She said she got dizzy and then she just fell like head first. But completely knocked herself out. And I think she's either hurt her arm or her leg. But I think she's still staying in the competition. Right, so that's crease. So now then I'm going to run the brush through the colour switch and we're going to try this blend shade to blend those two shades out. So... I mean, normally I wouldn't take this many steps, I've got to admit. Normally I would just go in with the look that I wanted to do. I think I put a little bit too much of that blend shade on my left eye. I wish they would have put a cream ivory shade in, just because there's nothing in here now for my brow bone apart from that shimmer. I need to blend that out a bit more. This brush is a BH Cosmetics one. Okay. Right, and then what I need is a brush for the brow bone. See, this one seems too dark, but we're kind of testing out the palette. Yeah, for me that's far too dark. This brush is so stiff. Right, that'll do. And then on this side. See, that's the whole point why I don't normally do shimmers, because I've got a few hairs on the brow bone here. I don't like to embellish them, so normally I go in with a matte cream ivory shade and just use that. But since we're testing out the palette, I thought I would try and use that. So, centre eyelid, we said this shade, didn't we? I've got to admit, guys, I would much rather have a palette with names on. I feel like it's a bit of a cop-out. It's a good beginner eyeshadow palette, I will say that. It's telling you where to place the eyeshadows. So if you're not used to applying makeup, I would say it's definitely good. I'm not too sure if any of other eyeshadow palettes say the same thing, because I've not seen that they do, but I've not really looked into it. If you can let me know your thoughts down below, like a £60 palette, do they actually say the same thing? Do they tell you where to place the eyeshadows, or do they have names on? I would really appreciate that. Right, I think we're going to use this for the inner corner. God, I've got the worst stomach ache. So it's just the Real Techniques detailer brush, and again we're going in with that shade. Right, so I'm taking it to about there. I've done it wrong. Right, so I've done it wrong. I should have put that one on first in the inner corner. We can still put that on the inner corner, and this centre eyelid should have been a little bit further back. Just 1 minute. Okay then, so we was just going in with this centre eyelid shade, which I made a bit of a boo-boo with that, so we're just going in here. So I'm going to take it to the centre, considering that I was going to just put it on the centre anyway. And I'm going to spritz the brush in a second. I think my IBS is playing up something rotten today. Just got the worst cramps. Just going to spritz the brush now with the last of this collection, Dewy Makeup Setting Spray. I say that in every single video, but really, I think it is the last, guys. I'm gonna put all of this on till we get to the outer corner. Till we get to about there. Is it the shade I wanted to use today? No. Right. Now then, let's try this one. This brush is falling to bits and it's a naked brush. It shouldn't really be doing that. So this is an Urban Decay Naked brush. I think this one came out of the Urban Decay Naked 3. I don't know whether that was a dodgy palette I had or what, but it's since gone out of my collection. We're using this on the outer corner now, so just here. Like that. Now, I never normally use darker eyeshadows on the outer V. I've been trying to. And then, for the lash line, oh, we need to go into the inner corner, but for the lash line, I'm going in with this BH Cosmetics, I don't know, but it's just a lash line brush. I guess the black lash line shade here. I should have gone in with Smoke for the actual outer V, but never mind. Just taking it to about there. Okay, so now we need that other brush for the inner corner. So this one here. I was going to use that one because that's inner corner as well. But no, we'll use that one. Okay, and now I need my blending brush. My Primark one, if I can find it. Oh, it's here. Just putting that through the colour switch. So that's just the blending brush from Primark. It's looking good. The only thing I don't like is on the brow bone, that shade. But yeah, this is looking really nice. Nice and smoky. Okay. So I think we're done with the palette. Let's get my eyeliner to tight line with, which is nowhere to be found. I've found it now. So we're just going to tight line with the Too Faced Love eyeliner, the one I've been using for ages now. So yeah, there's not that much left on it. So we're going to just use it up. Right, that's done. And then I'm going to be using the Primark PS Beauty 3D Lash Effect mascara. Want to use this as much as possible before it dries up, which is going to be soon, I think. And I think someone's letting bloody fireworks off. Great. I mean, we're at the end of January and they're letting fireworks off. Right, so I've put a bit of this mascara on this top eyelid there. So once that dries up, we can go over it again. What I'm going to do now is, since I've used a Bougie eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be using a Bougie lipstick. I still don't know if this is in date. I think I've used it once and it seemed okay. It's the Kevin Aucoin in the shade Timeless. So let me just wipe my oil off. Yeah, definitely fireworks. Okay, so this one, yeah, this one is in orange tone red. I think it's a matte one. Just looks like that. Right, so that's what it looks like. I'm not too sure I like the smell. It's not gone bad or anything, but I don't think I like the smell of it. There's some ingredients in there that smells a bit funky. Right, so let me just go back in with this centre eyelid shade here. This one over the, where the mascara is. Yeah, that's better. Right, so the palette, guys, I think is a really good palette. If you've got the money and you want to try the Natasha Denona formula out, I would definitely recommend it just after 1 or 2 uses. I can recommend it more now than I could when I just used one of the eyeshadows. I only used a shimmer last time. And yeah, I feel like all the shades are blended so nicely together. It's a really nice cool tone palette. Well, it's kind of neutral, cool toned. So yeah, I really do feel like it's a good palette. I feel like I'll get a lot of use out of it. This is the overall look. So guys, this concludes the look. I'm going to love you and leave you now. If you've not already subscribed, I would love for you to think about subscribing and click that subscribe and notifications bell. It would mean the absolute world to me. Please like, share and comment, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.